There, I'm Allie McAndrews, and as the Director of Marketing for McAndrews, Mehalick, Connolly, Hulse and Ryan, I will be continuing to interview our individual team members to highlight their extensive backgrounds and tremendous work here at MLO. Today, I have the privilege of speaking with attorney Caitlin McAndrews, who is a partner with our firm and also happens to be one of my wonderful sisters. Welcome, Caitlin.
Hi, Allie. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for being with us today. As a brief introduction, Caitlin McAndrews is a shareholder with McAndrews Law Offices, where she concentrates her practice on special education matters and estate planning. Caitlin practices primarily in our Southern Delaware and Washington, D.C. area offices, and she is admitted to practice in 4 states, plus the District of Columbia, as well as numerous federal courts. Caitlin started working for McAndrews Law Offices when she was in high school, quickly developing a desire to serve individuals with disabilities and their families. After college, she worked as a special educator in the Philadelphia area. During law school, she interned at University Legal Services, the protection and advocacy group for people with disabilities in the District of Columbia. After law school, Caitlin has continuously represented individuals with special needs and their families, both at McAndrews Law Offices and through a clerkship with Delaware's Community Legal Aid Society, Inc., also known as CLASSY. She routinely presents on special education and disability-related topics across multiple states and for national organizations, and she frequently contributes articles for our newsletter, the MLO Minute. Caitlin, it is evident that you have a passion for the law. What was your driving force in becoming an attorney who represents individuals with disabilities?
Well, as you mentioned, Allie, we do a lot of special education work at the firm, and I worked as an educator before going to law school. And I really view my role as an attorney as a continuation of that love of teaching. I view my abilities as an attorney as a way of teaching others and empowering others to seek and enforce their rights. Merrick Garland said earlier this week in his confirmation hearing that he felt the role was his highest, best use of his skill set. And I truly believe that this unique practice area that we work in is the highest, best use of my skill set to give back to our community and the greater world.
Can you enlighten us a bit about the work of both our special education and estate planning departments and perhaps explain how they intersect?
Of course. I really like the fact that I get to practice in both departments because a family's concern for their child does not end when they leave school nor when they leave this earth. In many ways, that concern intensifies at these major transitions. And so by working with families, both in the education process and in longer term planning for their loved ones, particularly their loved ones with disabilities, and planning for their adulthood and for their parents' eventual deaths, we're really able to help families throughout the aging process. Especially as students with disabilities age, we can work together to think about planning for independence and whether that will require some level of government assistance, and then how that government assistance will be protected as a child's parents age. If a power of attorney can help a student who is approaching age 18 learn and eventually function better on their own, then it's a really good opportunity to use that transition period of high school into independence to help the family support that student going forward. The more that we have these conversations and connections of the special education world with the longer term planning field, and can have those conversations while students are still transitioning, the better outcomes we see and the more likely our kids are to use the skills that they learned in school to be more independent adults.
Thank you. That was a great explanation of how they intersect. Now that takes me to my next question. What are your roles as a partner with our firm?
Well, first of all, I'm really humbled to be in this role in a firm of so many great and wonderful people. I really view my role as trying to be a leader in my actions and in how I interact with our colleagues, with our clients, and with the surrounding community. One of the things that I think is so important for the partners in our firm and for myself is our marketing efforts and advancing the firm's role in the community, even during these times when connection can be more difficult. And finally, I'm privileged to be on the forefront of many of the legal developments and advocacy in Delaware. And I feel so fortunate to be able to connect in this role with so many different advocacy groups that are forming in Delaware or that have been longstanding members of the community in putting forth the rights of individuals with special needs in that state in particular.
Now, to piggyback off of that, people often come to our firm with incredibly unique situations, and they frequently are caring for a loved one with a disability, like you have mentioned. If you could tell a potential new client one thing before starting the process, what would it be and why?
That's a really good question. And I think I would say, no one can know your loved one or situation as well as you do. But the important thing is to find someone who knows the law and who knows the specific area very well and who will approach your case with compassion and caring. And I think that that is what you find at our office.
I completely agree. And I know that you and I are family, but I always say our whole team is one legal family. So what does it mean to you to be part of this law firm?
It really is. And our legal family has grown so much over the years, and it's been such a wonderful process. But the commitment to each other is still there. And that's what really does feel very familial, that we have a commitment to our coworkers, to our clients, and to our colleagues in the field. That's, I feel, the most important part of our firm culture.
Finally, what would you say is the most rewarding part of your job?
Well, again, bringing it back to the fact that I'm a former educator, I really love cracking the code, figuring out some aspect of an educational program that will help make a student finally progress and hopefully begin to really love learning and become a lifelong learner. We're all lifelong learners, and I love when I can be a part of making that a positive in the life of another young person.
Caitlin, I have looked up to you my entire life, and it has been so rewarding for me to see the incredible impact you have had on many families throughout the years. From everyone at McAndrews Law, thank you so much for inspiring us with all the work you do every day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Allie.
Bye.
Bye.